Hello, and welcome back to the Workbench. As you can see, we have a purple Dirt Devil Breeze Bagless that I just picked up today. This one is a Facebook Marketplace find. It was 20 bucks. According to the listing, it was used in a garage lightly for a couple of years. I don't know what it was like before that, but at least in this guy's ownership, it was used in a garage. As you can see, it has all three of the tools: the extension wand, the dusting brush with a slide-off bristle set, and the crevice tool. And the handle appears to be cracked on both sides. Pretty gnarly crack right there, and then one right there. Which is nothing a little super glue can't help patch. Haven't done much to this at all ever since I picked it up. Just took the crevice tool out of the extension wand and put the base plate back into place, because the three tabs that hold it in to the base were sticking out and causing the brush roll to move all wonky, but it doesn't move all wonky now, so we're good in that department. You obviously tell it was used as a shop vac because the hose has been connected and doesn't want to come out, but it'll come out with some persuasion. And with some persuasion, the lower hose should go on to this connection. There we go. That looks a lot more like it. I have not turned this thing on yet, so I'm going to plug it in and we'll get to hear this thing. Alright, before I turn it on, let's look at the stamp on the back. Move the cord out of the way. Cobwebs. Alright. Model 088161HD, Plant J. Manufacturing code H06A. Manufactured 2006. Effective warranty date 11/06. So November of 2006 is when the warranty is effective. This is what the brush will look like. It's got some hair tangled in it, but it doesn't look too bad otherwise. But let's turn this thing on, see what it sounds like. Not bad. Something is either leaking or squealing, so we'll have to address that. But other than that, it seems to run pretty good, so let's tear into it. Alright, let's get ready to turn into this thing. We're gonna start off with the dustbin, obviously. The top does not want to come off, apparently. There we go. Not bad. You know, average breeze. We'll empty that. Doesn't say if the filter in it is a permafilter or a HEPA filter, so I guess either the sticker fell off or it's a generic filter. Who knows for sure. Pretty dirty old screw. always take this part out just to make sure that I get everything. This is charged, so I don't know, I'm not using that. Next thing to come off is the hose, which I should be able to get a brush in between all these little recessions. You can tell the hose has definitely been used. It's, at least in the light, pretty dusty in there. Take off the tools. Ooh, I did not like that noise. Drop the cord. Recline the vacuum. Shouldn't be that stiff. It probably hasn't been used like that in a very long time, but anyways. Whole bunch of cobwebs. Let's clean that up. Tell it was used as a garage rack with all those cobwebs. Ding. Oops, wrong way. Base plate, 3 tabs that need to be put into the base for it to be on there properly. Brush roll. That feels rough. I have a trick for those Hoover and Dirt Devil brush rolls that don't like to have the end caps come off. Clamp one end in a vise, then you take the other end and just twist it. That usually knocks them loose. Okay, I'm going to take a look at the base plate and up here in the base and assess where the brush roll rides for any significant wear. Thankfully on this one it doesn't look like the wearing is too bad. I mean, you got a little rubbing right there, but it isn't the worst I've ever seen. I think my extra light's worse than that. There's some rubbing on the plastic in here from all the hair that just collects around from that little indent. Little height adjustment. wheels. Claims to have an automatic height adjustment, but it's just like the Eureka Maxima, where it just sits as low as it possibly can to the floor. It's not really a height adjustment, it's just it will sit as low as it can, which is one of the reasons the belts go bad on these so quickly. It's because they don't have a proper height adjustment. But also, I just think the style 4 and 5 belts are way too small for these. That bagged feather light that I just cleaned up and sold to another collector, I threw a Eureka type U belt in it. Probably not the kind of belt that you should put in one of these, but it fit and it took it quite well, so. But also my Red Breeze is running a Dirt Devil style 22 belt in it, and it's taken that quite well too, so. We will make do with what we got. Alright, what's next? Top of the hood. Judging by the damage the handle has received, I'm guessing that they tried to like pick it up by the carry handle and use too much force to do it, because none of the other purple parts are in terrible shape. I think there are tags. There are usually tags on these that hold them in. It's a real shame that these particular Breeze models were discontinued, because, man, old Dirt Devils had some serious power to them. And whether you like them or not, you gotta admit, some of them clean very good. Though, some of them are a little challenging to split. There we go. This little balancing, whatnot. It still feels sturdy enough. Bumper will come off to get out any dirt from in between. But one thing I can't say I'm too big of is how these sit in the base. Because this entire base has to sort of flex for it to get in and out. There's this bushing that has a lot of hair around it, but cavity it rests in doesn't look terrible. I'll take out the foot release pedal and the wheels off camera, since I usually have to fight with those. Oh yeah. Compared to the Ultravision, at least I think it was the Ultravision, this bushing does have, you know, hair wrapped around it, but it's not bad. It's not actually damaged or anything, which shows that when it was used as a floor vac, it was used quite sparingly. I'm actually gonna test the motor on its own, just because I want to know if it sounds bad. 1 second. Alright, here's the motor just running on its own. It sounds just a touch dry. It's nothing I'm going to worry about at all. It's nothing I'm going to worry about. Because compared to what the Ultravision sounded like, and what a lot of other machines I got right now sound like, that's almost nothing. Because it quite literally is almost nothing. It's not like the Red Breeze where it sounded like it was tearing itself apart, even with grease added, because it had just been so damaged. There is just the tiniest amount, and you have to be listening for it to tell that there's even any bearing noise at all. Because if you look up here, see that while there's a thin layer of dust, there really isn't a whole lot of leakage through at all. So the motor is not going to be something we worry about. Alright, what we are going to worry about is the handle, because of all the broken plastic it's got. At least all the cracks in it. That's weird. That does not look like an original handle screw. Neither do these, but I guess they're original to this era of Breeze, because my Red Breeze has the aluminum colored ones. I shouldn't say aluminum, I should say the silver colored screws, and not the blackened, or to be more accurate, the blued screws on them. But I also haven't done this to an older Breeze before. I had a couple of older Breezes. One was a Jaguar, so it was just a Dirt Devil Jaguar, and the other was a Blue Breeze, but I did not take them apart to this extent. Alright, let's look at this. So, this piece is obviously very cracked. There's another small crack right there. Then that piece is cracked all along here. So I'm gonna clean this, and then I'm gonna take some super glue when I'm all done cleaning it and just fill in the cracks and see if that would help. The rest of the handle feels pretty sturdy besides those. But again, I think that's just because at some point the carry handle was being pulled upon, and like the rest of the machine was probably being held down by something else. So when it got pulled, that carry handle exerted all that force on the back of the handle, and then those weak spots, or the parts that got the most force, broke. And those weak spots, or the parts where the force was being exerted on, just couldn't take it and then broke. This lower part around the spine isn't terrible compared to the other F1 Breeze style vacs I've seen. Let's take a look inside here. It looks nasty and all, but as to be expected, that's where all the dirt's going. But I mean, past here, That's not terrible at all. Lower hose will come off camera too, so I usually have to put up a fight with those lower hoses on the breeze to get them off. Oh, yikes. What the... Well, that would explain why the belt was riding off center. Holy moly. Well, okay, let's take a look at this, cause holy crap. That's not supposed to look like that at all. Ooh. Holy goodness. Oh! Ooh, that could have been a disaster. So, oh my god, what happened to this? Holy moly. So it's obvious that a whole bunch of hair and stuff got into the belt cavity. And invaded this area. And now we're here. Alright, great. I guess it's a good thing I kept my extra light around, because that thing is just about ready to be retired permanently. And I can use the lower motor shell, although it looks like that would take the model number off it. That's the only problem. I'll figure something out with this. And good old crimp connectors. Personal, not so favorite connectors, if I'm being entirely honest. But I'm kind of out of wire nuts, so I don't really have another option for these. Okay, so what I think I might do is I'll take this little spacer piece out of my extra light and then throw it on this. But I'm not even entirely sure how this happens. Oh, let's take the rest of this thing apart before we make any final decisions. Alright, motor's out. this looks like a Johnson Electric. Now I know there's going to be someone out there that's like, well, it's a cheap vacuum, what do you expect? But I've never seen this happen on anything. Not a breeze, not a eureka, nothing like this before. So yes, I am a little perplexed here, but we will work it out. Little cord retainer piece for that. It would take the top half of the motor cover of the extra light and use it on this, but the extra light doesn't have a headlight, so I guess we shall see. Worst case scenario, I could take a piece of tape and put it right here and write the original model number on it. Yikes, I've not seen that happen on a breeze or anything like that before. Alright, our machine is now apart. I'm going to assess the damage and then get the brushful motor cleaned up, and I'll be back when we are ready to put our machine together. Alright, I think we're ready to put our machine back together. As you can see, I already reassembled the motor unit. It was, pretty simple, but let's look at this. You see how the bottom is now not deformed, but the top still is? That's because my extra light became a donor machine, and now we have this. And that is also why I put this piece of masking tape on the back and wrote down the model, which is 088161HD, the manufacturing code H06A, plant, effective warranty day, and then that. Just a little stamp. I was like, hey, I did this. If I for some reason find another purple breeze has like other issues going on with it, then this will obviously be made into one fully functional machine. But until then, we are going to start putting our machine back together and just have it the way it is and hope for the best. All right. Good enough. into the screw. Thank you. Good. It shouldn't have any problems with coming loose. Okay. So remember how this handle was cracked? You can still kind of see the cracks on it. I don't know if you can tell, but this entire piece actually broke off while I was trying to super glue it back into place. So super glue and then some JB weld should hopefully fix the handle. I think it's safe to say that this thing, despite the fact that it looked lightly used, was given quite a hard life. Cool. Here's the dustbin. It's got a brand new HEPA filter in it. As you can see, it does not want to sit all the way on because the new filters have such a tight fit that it just don't want to sit all the way on. Close. Extension one is upside down. Crevice tool, dusting brush. Now, I don't know if you knew or heard, but when I ran this thing before taking it apart, I don't remember if I filmed it for this yet or not, but there was a squeaking noise, and the squeaking noise was because this being melted made the belt shaft off-centered, and so the belt was rubbing against our little belt guard here, causing the squeaky squeaks to happen. I did not want to drop that, but I did anyways. Hold on. Found it. It was our bushing. There we go. See, that wasn't so hard. It didn't have to be. This is also a donor off of my extra light, because when I went to take this off, I punched a hole in it on the original wheel cover. Not ideal. Greasing up the wheels so that they move around nice and smoothly. Learn from the Ultravision to give the wheel caps a little bit of a twist. And the grease I'm using for the wheels is Super Lube multi-purpose. I'm pretty sure is the same I used on the extra light, so there shouldn't be too much of a fuss between the mix-up of parts. Okay, so where did the wheel go? There it is. Our height adjustment wheels. Belt guard. Oh, they're right in there. Let's put this on there first. Hopefully this will sit in here fine with one deformed hinge point and one not so deformed hinge point. Push. Nice. Take some of the crustier screws, put them under the hood. Built. This part of weeks. That's a little worrisome, but there ain't much we can really do about it. I tried looking for the replacement motor clamshell, but there doesn't appear to be any available, so we'll have to make do with what we got. Which is not ideal, but can't do much about it. Which is a real shame because this vacuum is a really nice color. And the breezes are pretty good performers. But our machine is back together. It's been only a couple of days, so let's get it off the workbench and see how she runs. Alright, it has become increasingly obvious that the original purple handle is not structurally sound. So it looks like it's going to get the black handle off of the extra light. Alright. Like 15 minutes later, the spine and handle from the extra light came out, and now it's on the breeze. So we have a breeze with a black handle, which, I mean, the breeze usually has a accent colored handle and not a body colored handle, but it'll work. All that matters right now is that this thing works and it's good enough to use. Again, if I find another purple breeze that's in not as bad of a shape as this one was, then I'll obviously go for it and have 2 units make one fully working unit. But until now, this is what we got. And you know what? So long as it works and the handle's not at risk of splitting in half just from using it, I'm fine with it. So this is not the outcome that we really wanted, but it's what we got, and it's what we got to live with. So yeah, I'm Jack's Vax Safety, signing off with another Workbench video. Peace.